Hello, everybody. So here are the answers to today's quiz. Now, I thought this was quite an easy question, the first one. So the question is, if you're provided with just this picture without any other clinical history, and remember this is basically an Indian setup, okay? What would be the most likely diagnosis? Now, what you're seeing here is basically eccrine glands. All these are, these are eccrine glands with a double layer of cuboidal cells lining the lumen. Okay. Now, what you're seeing here are essentially histiocytes. These sort of epithelioid cells with a slightly pale nucleus are histiocytes, and you're seeing the cytoplasm is completely foamy. Can you see this sort of foamy cytoplasm? So histiocytes with lymphocytes, the sort of in the middle you're seeing a round cell with a darkly stained nucleus with hardly any cytoplasm. These are lymphocytes. Okay, so this is a lymphocyte in the center. So you're seeing the paler cells with sort of epithelioid nucleus, pale epithelioid nucleus are histiocytes. The round dark cells are lymphocytes. So lymphohistiocytic infiltrate, basically a granulomatous infiltrate with foamy cytoplasm, especially in the Indian context when the inflammation is present around eccrine glands or the erectoris pylori muscle. Without any doubt, the diagnosis is Hansen's disease, whether borderline or borderline lepromatous. It is Hansen's disease. Okay, eccrine hidradenitis, I only put that to confuse you. There is no eccrine hidradenitis is completely different. It doesn't the histology doesn't present like this, and there's no vasculitis here, and definitely it's not lupus vulgaris. When I've presented a picture showing you particularly the eccrine gland involvement, I've concentrated on that. The diagnosis is Hansen's disease, leprosy. Now, which of the following are seen in the pic below? Now, this pic is basically a picture of blastomycosis showing pseudoepitheliomatous epidermal hyperplasia. You can make out the eosinophilic pink compact hyperkeratosis here on the top, which is very subtle but present nevertheless. There is no parakeratosis, hardly any, it's in fact absent. What you can see is the pseudoepitheliomatous irregular epithelial acanthosis, what is called pseudoepitheliomatous hyperplasia. What you're also seeing is sort of these intraepidermal microabscesses. These are intraepidermal microabscesses. In fact, this is a granulomatous infiltrate. Right in the middle is actually a giant cell, but I did not ask you to pick that out because I thought this would be difficult on low power. Now, these are not microabscesses. These are basically just papillary-dermal islands in 3 dimension. When there is epidermal hyperplasia, when in sectioning, you get these artifacts wherein the papillary dermis shows through the irregular acanthotic epidermis. So these are just sectioning artifacts, cross sections you're seeing. So these are not epidermal microabscesses, but this is a microabscess here, right in the center. But not these. These are lined by darkly stained basal cells, as you can see here. So these are just sectioning artifacts. These are not microabscesses. But yes, this is a microabscess here. This is a microabscess here. This is a microabscess here. So these are epidermal microabscesses. There is no psoriasiform hyperplasia. This is not Bose-Yardson phenomenon. So please look these up if you are in any doubt, if you are confused. Monroe's microabscesses, definitely not. These are seen in psoriasis. This is not psoriasis. So the answer basically here is there is pseudoepitheliomatous hyperplasia, compact hyperkeratosis, and intraepidermal microabscess. These are not Portier's microabscesses seen in Mycos fungoides, and there is no epidermal atrophy. When you have hypertrophy, there cannot be atrophy. This is pseudoepitheliomatous hyperplasia. So there you go. Now, most of you got this right, but I think all of you would have got the clinical right. This is clinical picture showing lichen nitidus, but histologically some of you are confused. So lichen nitidus typically shows a lichenoid granulomatous infiltrate, typically restricted to one dermal papilla. So this is a blistering disease. There is no lichenoid granulomatous infiltrate here. This is a blistering disease, subepidermal blistering disease. I'm not going into the explanation of this. This is in fact showing epidermal atrophy with a lichenoid infiltrate, no dermal papilla visible here. This is in fact a picture of lichen sclerosis. This is a picture of lichen planus. So the only option here is option 4, which matches the clinical, which is basically a lichenoid granulomatous infiltrate restricted to one dermal papilla. This is a picture of lichen nitidus. So the answer is option 4. Now, going to the last one, match the following. Now this picture is essentially showing a plasma cell rich infiltrate. All these are plasma cells. You can see the typical cartwheel shaped nucleus. All these are plasma cells. So A is a plasma cell. In fact, all the cells here are plasma cells. B is basically a swollen endothelial cells. Now this is a picture of syphilis actually. So in syphilis, typical picture, histological picture, you see swollen endothelial cells in association with plasma cells. And C is basically slightly thickened collagen bundles. Probably the lesion is chronic and you see some amount of collagen thickening here. This is definitely not amyloid. Definitely no necrobiosis here. So this is basically C is collagen. Most of you have got this right actually. So here we go. Best of luck for the next